It's January 24th, and somehow we're already halfway through our time here in Puerto Rico. So we came here not just for the charming streets of Old San Juan or the ancient Spanish forts, those are all fine and good, but that's not the Puerto Rico we wanted to find. We had our chance to explore San Juan, but this island is shaped by centuries of Spanish, African, and native Taino influences. And it didn't make sense to stay within the tourist bubble when there's so much more to explore. Every local we met said the same thing: you have to leave Old San Juan to truly see Puerto Rico. So we're taking their advice, and we're going to try to explore a little something that each region is known for. But I don't know if we're here long enough to explore everything, so it's a race to see what we can fit in just 4 more days. With all that said, this is our first stop, the beach, naturally.
The
waves here are so crazy, and there are these huge rocks out there, so it splashes up like so high, and it looks like the cover of The Little Mermaid with Ariel on the rock. It's so big I can see without my glasses.
It's probably her rock right there.
That's what she said.
So big I can see without my glasses. This is the life, man, I tell you. You ever get like that feeling when you're in a place and you feel it inside, your endorphins are running, you just feel happy? That's what like this feels like for me. So we've traveled about an hour from San Juan to this little beach on the west side of the island. It's pretty secluded, like we're probably one of only 5 people here. And you get these really cool rocks, like Sarah was saying, it looks like Ariel in the movie Little Mermaid, and it does. You can see like huge wave crashing over the rocks. I kind of want to go out there, but I see some people over there, but they're scaring me a little bit. I don't know if I want to do all that. I've decided I'm gonna try to go out to this rock after all. Is this really stupid? Probably. Am I too old to be doing stuff like this? More than likely. But I just saw a couple couples go over here, climb up and come back, and the path is pretty dry. I don't think the rock is pretty much blocking all the water from going over there, so you can walk straight out to the rock. If it feels dangerous, I'll come back. Alright, we're about a little under calf high, almost there. I just got to be back before the tide comes in. It will be fine. Oh. Yeah. All right, we made it to the rock. There's Sarah. Actually, pretty easy to walk up this. All right, this is as high as we'll go, but this is cool. Whoa! Ah, okay, that's my cue. Not so bad. Won't be trying that again though.
Chilling out on the beach is always fun, but we're on a schedule.
Alright, I'm sweaty and possibly a little pink, so that's enough beach for now. We are going to go check into our next accommodation. This trip is a little different because Tony's been booking everything, so I don't know what to expect. Usually I book everything. It's kind of nice, but also kind of scary.
Done good so far, yeah?
Yeah, and I was looking at what he spent. Did very well with the budget, which is always my primary concern. Tony's a little bougie.
We drove for about another hour, making our way to the town of Isabela, with a few more pit stops sprinkled in.
Wow.
Arrived at our second location in Puerto Rico. This is very cute. It's like a little studio, it kind of smells like paint. I'm wondering if this is either new or they just painted, but it's very clean, very cutely decorated, and we have a huge bathroom, which is nice, and a door. The walls of our last place of the bathroom didn't go all the way up, and that was an intimate experience, but ta-da! And we have a fridge and a microwave, which is great. This is running us about 50 bucks a night. It's very nice. It's about a 5-minute drive from the beach, so not quite walkable unless you are very ambitious. But we have our own parking space. Great. Tony's 2 for 2 on accommodations. Should this be part of his new job? Is booking all of our stuff? What?
Can you talk about how you were nervous about the booking because I did it and you didn't know what to expect yeah.
I wasn't nervous about the booking. I book us questionable places because I'm only focused on staying on budget. I was more worried about the finances with Tony booking accommodations, but he's done very well. Good job.
Thank you. They got the 2 seashells. I wonder if this is for the bathroom. Only a select few people might get that.
Oh, he doesn't know how to use the 3 seashells.
We have just made it to Playa Jobos in Isabela, and it is this beautiful beach. It's really cool because there's this rock formation to the north, I think, that kind of blocks a lot of the big waves coming in. So there's this little alcove where it is pretty calm. It's very hot, so I'm excited to get in the water. I got a classic tourist fail. We didn't bring towels, and our Airbnb didn't have them, so I was like, oh, I'll just get one here. Duh, of course it's gonna be super expensive. It's $22 and it's tiny. Whatever. We're right here.
While Sarah gets ready to get in the water, I'm gonna do a little exploring. I saw a couple of things on the drone that looked pretty interesting, so I'm gonna go check them out.
Every time the water hits the rocks, it sounds just like thunder just crashing. Oh, this water is like so high up. So scary. Whoa, that's crazy. If you fell in that, you're gone. Like, oh my gosh, that is moving. Whoa. This is incredible. Oh, that was a big one.
With the sun starting to set, and even though I wasn't too far, I know I'd probably get lost, so I should head back. But there's one more thing up here that looks pretty cool. There's a bit of folklore tied to this place, and it's the kind of thing that's best told when the wind isn't howling in your ears. On calmer days, you'll see people inching out closer to the narrowest part of the rock, testing their nerves. But not today. Not with the wind ripping at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Even the reckless have their limits, so I'll save my story for tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't know about walking across this right now. It's super windy. Might be a little iffy.
We haven't eaten since this morning, so we're gonna get some food. But we still have a little daylight, and we're gonna take advantage of that by watching the sunset on the beach.
It is just something about being on a beach, a local beach, chilling. If I had a good book, a fruity drink,
I could have brought you my book.
this would be my happy place right now. I don't know.
We can get you a fruity drink.
We're gonna get me a fruity drink. That's gonna happen next. But this is relaxing. I think this is more of like a local beach. Some tourists here. It's nice. You got some surfers out here, some swimmers, people chilling, drinking, enjoying life. Kids, adults,
Dogs,
Bad
Bunny.
Bad Bunny's playing in the background.
And so after a long day, we made our way to the beach bar next door called Kai. I'm still looking for that fruity drink, maybe one with the little umbrellas in it. We ended up getting the largest strawberry mojito I've ever seen and a margarita.
Oh my god. Yours kind of tastes like weed.
Very sugary.
Then to start things off, we ordered a mahi mahi bites and the skirt steak mofongo for our main course.
Like a pot pie. Really is like a Caribbean meat pie.
In total, we paid $73, which now saying out loud sounds crazy. One sleep later and it's a new day. We're gonna hop to a couple of different towns today, but before that, I did promise some folklore.
So I wanted to come back here this morning because there's a little bit of a local legend around this place. This is called Pozo de Jacinto. The way the folklore goes is that there was a farmer named Jacinto and he had some cows, and one of his cows walked a little too close to that edge over there, probably that gap that a lot of people walk across, and fell in. Unfortunately, it took poor Jacinto with him, and now the legend says that if you scream, "Dame la vaca," yeah, thank you. He knows it. "Dame la vaca," then Jacinto will blast up a burst of air through the hole, and then you can, it's like him saying, you're not touching my cows, don't touch my cows. So we're gonna go over here and we're gonna scream. You wanna scream it with me?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna scream it and see if Old Jacinto answers my call.
Feels like we're off to a solid start. Scored a really nice Airbnb for cheap, walking distance to the local beach and some bars that actually have a little bit of character. But now we're headed inland to a town called San Sebastian. And word is there's something special waiting for us there.
Well, it wasn't quite the easiest drive to get here. There were a lot of potholes and a lot of very narrow roads with a lot of very fast drivers whipping around those corners, but we made it to Gozalandia, I think is how you pronounce it. It's supposed to be a very beautiful waterfall. Parking's supposed to be $10, but we're here like right when it opens and there was no one to take our money. So we're gonna see if we can pay when we leave, but it's supposed to be a pretty short, maybe a little slippery walk down to the waterfall.
There's this little fork in the road right when you get down here. I think this way is to the upper waterfall, and then this way is to the lower waterfall. So we're gonna go there first, and then maybe we'll double back to the upper waterfall.
The two waterfalls are pretty easy to get to. The lower falls take about 4 minutes, and the upper falls are about a 9-minute walk.
Is this real life? There's no one here. And I bet when the sun gets even higher, it's gonna make the water like super clear and blue. And I hope no one comes.
By no means is this the biggest waterfall we've ever been to, but there's something about it that makes it feel secluded. Like you're tucked away in the jungle even though the parking lot's like 5 minutes away. The water here is refreshingly cold, and not too cold. It's deep enough that people jump in from the top of the waterfall, so naturally I had to see if I could touch the bottom. Any day now. Still going. And okay, made it. Yeah, it's deep.
Oh my gosh. It's cool being able to be so close and not getting like impaled or a strong current like ripping you under.
Yeah.
I imagine when it's rainier, it's super strong, but this is nice. It's so cool.
Now it's my turn to jump in the water.
This is about as high as I'm going. I don't think I'm gonna jump off all crazy. Leave it like right there.
And I'm glad this rope is here because it's pretty slippery for obvious reasons. My flat feet help too. Also, Sarah and I have very contrasting ways of enjoying ourselves in the water.
The water's pretty cold at first, but you get used to it really quickly, and it is so beautiful. My best days, I've realized, always start with a morning swim at a waterfall. Not a big ask, right?
No?
Very low maintenance. I just need my morning dip at a waterfall in the lush Puerto Rican jungle.
So you enjoyed it?
Yes.
We're still moving along the west side of Puerto Rico, but we're heading back to the coast to a beach town called Rincón.
So after about an hour drive for Tony and an hour nap for Sarah, we've made it to Rincón. And this is kind of like the downtown area. It looks like it's very cute, but I'm also very hungry, so we're gonna find a cafe. Looks like there's a lot of choices, which I'm excited about. And then I think we're gonna hit the beach. We had a fabulous lunch at Cafe 413. Probably not the most like authentic Puerto Rican restaurant, but it was pretty dang delicious.
Coffee on this island has been so freaking good.
I've just been craving like a really fresh sandwich. Something about a fresh sandwich and a beach day goes perfectly. Maybe it's the year we spent in Florida, getting like pub subs when we lived in Florida before the beach. But I got the veggie sandwich, but then I needed some protein, so I had to decide a bacon. Sue me. Tony got a burger, and we both had 2 iced lattes because they were delicious. Our waitress, server, Kiki was fabulous, hooked us up, and yeah, highly recommend. Exactly what I wanted. Fresh.
Exactly what I wanted. Neat.
Our total was somewhere around $28. We sort of lost track, but back outside, we witnessed this.
I think this is the first time I've ever cried on our channel. I don't know what, so when we were leaving I don't know why I'm crying so much. We were leaving the cafe, we hear this blaring music, and it's a funeral procession, and just like, it like, I have no idea who that person is, but they had like the hearse, and then all the family was like walking behind it, and they looked all sad, and it was just like immediate tears.
Sarah walked over to the side and put her glasses on so she can go cry. I went over here because I started tearing up and I wanted to get away from her so I can go cry.
God, I don't know why that hit so hard. I was so, jeez.
I think maybe it's the music. I don't know.
Maybe.
Something hit me.
It was fine. I was fine until I saw all the family walking behind. Like, oh.
Wow.
So, getting back on a positive note, Rincón is known as a beach town, so let's hit the beach.
We drove about 8 minutes up the road to Domes Beach, and I'm gonna assume it's called Domes Beach because of the massive weather dome that's over there. I think that's a weather dome, yeah. Wind is still pretty aggressive and the rip currents are still pretty strong, so we're not gonna get in the water really, maybe like by the edge, by the beach, but this is supposed to be a good beach for surfing. You can kind of see why the breaks are pretty big compared to what I've seen at least. I haven't been to a lot of places where there's good surfing anyway, so I wouldn't really know, but it looked pretty cool.
Sitting by the fireside, really feeling that I like every little time that I get a chance to close my eyes. If you're gonna make
There's so many great beaches on this side of Puerto Rico, but our next stop has us arriving in Aguadilla.
I need to rest from gloom.
Looks like there's some storm clouds rolling in, but we are trying to get to Crash Boat Beach before the rain comes, if it comes. Hopefully it doesn't. But before that, I wanted to stop in Aguadilla because there's a neighborhood that's really colorful I wanted to check out.
If you ever find yourself in Aguadilla, you can't miss these houses. Also known as Pendalto, this hillside neighborhood is a kaleidoscope of color with entire buildings painted in vibrant hues and massive murals. It's like someone took a paintbrush to the town and decided, let's make this impossible to ignore. And it works.
This is quite a nice area with all these colorful houses in the background. And I am slightly short of breath because I walked up all these stairs. This looks about as far up as we can go. We can probably go a little bit further, but this is where the colorful houses stop.
Walking through, you get a sense that it's more than just street art. It's a celebration of community, culture, and the creative energy that makes Puerto Rico what it is.
You know how we preach getting someplace early? We probably over-preach that, but that's Crash Boat Beach. This place is chaotic. We had to drive around the circle a little bit to find a parking spot. It's a little after 3 p.m. What time is it? 4? It's 4 p.m. On a Saturday. So there are some spots open right now, but if you drive close down to the beach, you're not going to find anything. We had to park a little bit up the hill. A little bit. Yes, you could also park in the parking lot for $9. There's no guarantee you'll have a space.
I think Playa Crash Boat is one of the busier beaches in Puerto Rico, and for good reason. The main attraction is the long, weathered pier that stretches into the ocean. It practically dares you to take a leap, and of course, I'm gonna jump. No question. The water here is so clear you can reach out and see your hands and your feet, and it's not too cold, and it's just salty enough where it stings your eyes a little bit, but you can still open them underwater. It's almost perfect. Of course, I didn't waste any time making my way out to that pier, and after a few jumps, I went back to join Sarah on the beach.
This beach kind of reminds me of Megan's Bay in St. Thomas. But yeah, jumped off the pier a few times. It was fun.
Tired. Had a lot of sun today.
Yeah, a lot of sun today. Did a lot of beaches. It's funny because every other group I walk past, you can hear them playing Bad Bunny's new album. It's a good album, so I understand it. But I think it's time for us to go. We've gotten enough sun.
A short while later, we washed off the sea salt and sand and traded in the beach for something a little less sun-soaked. 15-minute walk to our Airbnb led us to a restaurant that's supposed to have an amazing view.
All right, we're gonna watch the sunset, well, kind of sunsetting behind us at a restaurant called El Cliff that's supposed to look over to Jobos Beach. Won't see much of a sunset, I guess, because the sun is setting behind us, but should be a cool lookout spot to grab dinner.
The real draw here, aside from the company of course, is the overlook. If you eat here, you have to sit by the edge, no question.
First pina coladas.
Which is bad. We've been here for like 5 days.
Yeah. Been missing out, that's excellent.
Oh, green freeze.
Sipping on pina coladas, we did the only logical thing. Asked the waiter what his favorite dish was. He told us to get the skirt steak with chimichurri served up with rice, beans, and a side of plantains. And we also grabbed a pollo arepa.
That was a good recommendation.
A couple more pina coladas before we head back, and our total for everything was $59.
We slept off a well-earned food coma and 1 or 3 too many pina coladas, only to wake up to our final day in Puerto Rico's west coast, slightly dehydrated but ready for the last adventure. We're packing up our things and we're gonna head to the central region of Puerto Rico for our next Airbnb, but before that, we're gonna go up into the mountains a little bit further to a place called Guavate, aka Pork Highway. This is like lechonera after lechonera after lechonera of just lechon. So before we head there, one more loop around the coast and we hit the road. Getting from the west coast to the central mountains meant a little bit of backtracking, a little bit under a 2-hour drive to be exact, but the views were absolutely unreal. There are a bunch of lechoneras up here. You can pretty much take your pick. We asked around and no one really had a definite answer on which one is the best. Even Felix was like, you can just go up there and pick one. It's all pretty good. So we're gonna see where our nose takes us, maybe where the vibe is or where the most people are. It's a kid on a motorcycle. But everything I read said get here before 12. It's about 11:30, maybe 11:20 right now. Plenty of parking. It's just a little bit of a challenge to get up the mountain. All right, let's go get some food. I'm just gonna put this out there. You don't have to agree with it and you definitely don't have to eat it. But lechoneras are a way of life here. One of the best things about travel is experiencing cultural practices that might challenge your own. You don't have to embrace it, but an open mind goes a long way. That said, if the sight of a whole roasted pig, face and all, might bother you, consider this your heads up. Being friendly and some basic Spanish goes a long way too.
¿Puedo tomar una foto?
They invited me behind the counter to get a closer look.
Whoa, look at that. You see it's roasted over the flame. You get all the different parts of the pig. Back here is where all the roasting happened. You can see they have 3 pigs on the spigot right now roasting, and I think a couple are under here boiling, and then they take them up to the front, chop them up for you. I was asking the really nice girl, and she was like, all parts of the pork are pretty good. What's the best part of the pork?
The ribs.
Ribs?
But everything is good.
Everything's good? Okay. Thank you. Can I ask, what was your name?
Paula?
Tony. Sarah. Thank you.
We ended up with a mountain of food, 5 trays worth for just $35.
Enough to feed a small family.
Yuca, pork, yellow rice, chicken sausage,
What are pigeon peas?
pigeon peas, and plantains. Sarah's already plated up, so it's got some pork on there too. And it's like cafeteria seating, so there's a bunch of places you could sit down. There's a stage up front where I think they're setting up for some live music, so maybe people will start drinking and dancing a little bit. But let's eat. This is the part I'm most excited about. This pork skin.
You're gonna start off on the highest note.
Yeah, it's so crispy. You got a little bit of fat in the inside. This is the best part. Have you tried this?
No, because I'm saving it.
Okay, yeah. We're gonna save that for the end. Let's try the chicken sausage. Solid. Where do we go next?
Arroz. Yuca?
Okay.
I didn't try that yet either.
It almost tastes like potato salad, but not quite. And I got this because it's supposed to be a very specific Puerto Rican drink. It's kind of like coconut water and soda mixed together, which I love coconut water, so.
Tony's slacking and didn't get my first reaction to the pigskin, so I'll just recreate it for you. It's really good.
Natural in me too. That was delicious, but it was a lot of food. Now I might need a nap.
No wonder lechonaires are a weekend tradition for families here. You show up hungry and you leave in a food coma, and somewhere in between you get a little taste of what makes this place special.
We can't check into our Airbnb for a few more hours, and to get to our Airbnb, we have to drive back down the mountain through Ponce in the south of Puerto Rico, and then have to drive back up to the top of a different mountain. We need a break in between mountain drives, so we're just gonna hang out here in Ponce for a couple hours and see what it's all about.
Ponce is the second largest city in Puerto Rico, so we're going to kind of centralize this part of our trip and just stay in this immediate area.
I hear music. Oh, they jamming. Be the Sunday hangout spot. You got the live music, got the old cars out, got people kind of hanging out, just dancing, vibing.
Arts and crafts stand?
Arts and craft stands. Some ices. What do you call them here? Ices.
Ices?
Yeah.
What is that?
Water ice.
That's not even English.
Yeah, you gotta say it like Philly. Water ice.
Ponce comes off as a little underrated.
All right, so beaut. All these are beauties. Wow, look at this one. It's good. It's you?
Despite being the second largest city in Puerto Rico, I feel like it isn't talked about as much in comparison to like San Juan or even Rincón.
Oh my God. It's Charles.
It's definitely a vibe here, and the buildings really stand out. And you know, it's nice to learn a little something about the place you're visiting.
So the mayor decided to give it to the firefighters of the town. And so it became the first fire station in the Caribbean in 1883. It's been here 142 years now.
So this is Alondra, and she's kindly agreed to give us a crash course on Ponce's history. Now, I could piece together what I already know, but let's be real, I'd just be awkwardly paraphrasing Wikipedia. So instead, I'm going to do the smart thing. Shut up and let Alondra take it from here.
So the story says a soldier was smoking, And so the sticker fell and that they, completely lit up, right? Firefighters were sent there, but as the fire got closer to the area of the explosive, they were told to get out. But they stayed, and all 7 by themselves, they got the explosives out of the way, risking their lives that the fire was gonna get there on time. And so this museum is basically to honor them, keep telling their story, because if it wasn't for them, Ponce wouldn't be what it is right now.
Are they the ones that were given the houses as well?
Yes.
Okay.
So along with the golden medal, they were also given a house, but they made this whole neighborhood. So then the other houses were just one in a rift, but only for firefighters. And the houses cannot be sold or bought. It's only inherited. So everyone who lives there is a generation of the firefighters.
Wow. Is that pretty close to here, or is that?
Yes, it's just a few blocks away.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, the street is called 25 of Enero. It's right there. So you can just search that up and you can walk there if you'd like. Alondra is my name.
Alondra, thank you. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
This museum is also free, so I would definitely recommend coming here as your first stop in Ponce if you're down in the downtown area.
Wait, what do you call that?
Moving and shaking.
Oh, moving and shaking.
If you're a rum drinker, you've definitely heard of Bacardi, which is distilled right here in Puerto Rico. But Don Q, which is made in Ponce, is the rum of choice for most Puerto Ricans. You can even tour the factory or their old family mansion if you're willing to drop $60 on the ticket. We weren't. Not that it wouldn't be interesting, but we were burning daylight and there's still a mountain to climb.
Head north on Camino Santa Barbara.
And if there's one thing I'm not eager to do, it's navigate winding mountain roads in the dark.
Well, we made it to our final Airbnb after 4 hours of driving. That is a man on a horse. There's something you don't see every day. But this is our final Airbnb of this trip. It was a journey to get to because we had to drive through the mountains and then the GPS didn't work. So we had to basically go off her directions to get the rest of the way. We're literally at the top of the mountain. There's another ziplining place that's across the other mountain from us that you could see directly across to it. So we're really up there. This is our place. It looks pretty good right now. It's about to rain, so I don't know how well it looks right now. Sarah's already in there. This view is crazy. What's the problem?
Do you want to see inside? Vamos! Mi casa es su casa. Por favor, remove your zapatos. Sneakers.
Okay.
It's really making me want a little house in Mexico or Costa Rica or somewhere tropical. It's very homey. We got a whole living room. There's some board games. We got a dining room. And there's a whole kitchen, which is great. I think the most exciting thing, coffee. This is our first accommodation here in Puerto Rico where they've provided coffee. And I'm really excited about that. One thing that's a very nice touch, if you're an accommodation host, consider doing this. She provides all cooking essentials. I can't tell you how many Airbnbs we've booked where we've had to buy salt, pepper, olive oil, and it's huge bottles. They don't have travel size olive oil that I've come across. So it's so nice that it's stocked with things you would cook with. She did mention to consider leaving a tip if you use any of it to pay it forward, which we will definitely do. We have bathroom number 1. This mirror is really cool. Has all the, I think it's magazine pages that are rolled up to create this mirror. I thought that was cool. And then we have bedroom number 1. This is where I will be kicking Tony if he snores. And then we have the main bedroom.
Mm.
What?
It's like a grandpa's room.
Yeah. But a king size bed. That's so hard to come across anywhere, I feel like. Also, we have a second bathroom. I didn't realize there were 2 bathrooms. We have a second bathroom. Yay. That's it.
I'm gonna try on some of these hats. My hair is not cooperating for this. There we go. I feel like Neo. Not the Matrix, the singer. Look at this. Our weather balloon's over there somewhere, our zip lining. There. You see a little dot over there? That's where the zip lining happens. We'll probably just hole up here for the rest of the trip because it is a pain to get up and down the mountain. We might just spend the day working, chilling, editing. It is our anniversary, which is why I picked this place, because I thought it'd be nice to spend our last few days in a place that's kind of secluded, kind of really cute, quaint. But that's fine, because sometimes that's the best way to end a trip, is to just relax and enjoy good mountainous views. The rain has started. I don't know if you can actually see this. We're so high up, it's blowing left and right, and it's just a drizzle.
Did you tell them why you booked this house?
I did.
It's our anniversary.
It is.
Ooh. Contrary to what some people think, we are in a romantic relationship. I can't tell you how many comments we've gotten asking if we're a couple, or this is my favorite, someone on the Fair Drop channel in the comments said, how many of y'all think Tony and Sarah are hooking up? And I wanted to be like, boy, have I got news for you.
Somebody, I always grab Sarah's butt.
Oh yeah.
When we do poses like this, I'm grabbing it right now. And somebody was like, why? You had mentioned
I said, why do you always grab my butt? And you said, because it makes me smile. And then someone said,
got mad about it.
Why would you call out your friend like that for grabbing your butt?
Like, I'm like, well, this is my girlfriend, so. See, we love each other.
Cheers. This anniversary brought to you by Top Ramen and Gas Station Wine. Do you ever think our life is glamorous?
Okay, we're gonna slurp down our noodles, put the camera down, and enjoy the rest of the night. Maybe even do some stargazing.
Puerto Rico was a blast. We met incredible people, ate more than we probably should have, and got a deeper look at the culture that makes this island what it is. In just 10 days, we covered a lot, but left even more unexplored. Next time we'll have to head east, maybe catch a ferry to Vieques or Culebra, and see what we've been missing. But for now, we say hasta luego, and remember, never miss a detour.